What's up, Knife Tube? It's Diamond Cut Steel, and you guys are going to learn something today. Alrighty, so what we have here would be the Xarlik portable system. They sent me one to review. I appreciate it. It's very kind of them. I have enjoyed pretty much the vast majority of items that I have used of theirs. They seem to be doing pretty good work. Basically, this is as the name implies. As the name implies, it's a portable. It's a portable system. But one thing I will say, this is going to be a relatively come on now, a relatively versatile system. Much more so than the Work Sharp, for the simple fact that with this system you have two clamps. They both have some flex. They're composite. Now I will say this is a much tougher composite, and this is definitely built more heavy. But they're both a composite system. They're both a composite system, and they're going to have some flex in them. That's just the nature of the beast. However, this completely folds flat. I'll show you at the end. You have two jaws that you can put however you need. Since this is a smaller knife, we're going to just use them on one side. But this would have no problem doing a larger kitchen knife, is where the Work Sharp Precision Adjust would, because you only have the center, relatively small clamp. Versus here, you have, probably 5 inches or so of clamp spacing. Now, I will say that the way this turns is a little bit awkward. Basically, there's a ring nut here. You loosen it, make your turn, and then you tighten it back down, and that makes the knife be stationary. And there's a nut back here. This is for when it folds up, but this moves this way too. Okay, there's a nut back here to stop that, to lock that in place. Okay, there is, like I said, there's a little flex. So this, just like the Precision Adjust, you are going to have to watch what you're doing as far as pressure. If you use heavy pressure, you're going to cause a lot of flex. Now, I would say overall, the Work Sharp has more, but this has some. Now, is that going to be enough to mess things up? No, because remember, you're not trying to do professional quality edges on this. This is something you throw in the camper, and it collapses, and it's easy to deal with, easy to store, and you're capable of getting knives sharp. That's what this is. It comes with a what the heck? Did I not loosen that enough? What am I doing here? Something not right. Something's. Make sure I'm doing this right here. Yeah, I see. So that should turn. There we go. Okay, that's about pulling hard enough. This comes with a 240, 400, 800, 2000 plate. Okay, and basically you pull it back, turn, then it locks in place. You can tighten it up if you want to. Now I can't move. Whatever. But yeah, it's This right here is going to be a reasonably, capable system. You're going to be able to get, definitely usable edges off this. Now, what I would suggest, just mark here, with this, don't worry about no angle, angle finder. Let's see, what does that look like? Okay, that's way too shallow. Here's your angle adjustment right here. That probably looks like about starting to get close. I'd say that's reasonably close right there. See what that looks like. Now I just took the 2000 plate and I'm just going to make a pass, see where we're at. Okay, that's a little bit too steep, but fairly close. That should be pretty close right there. Oh, you know what I did? I think this, okay, I made a mistake. This is supposed to go like this. That way, yeah, I see now. Remember, this is my first time using this, so you are getting a real first look. Yeah, there we go. Now I can't do that. Okay. All right, so let's see where we're at. That's still slightly too obtuse. I would say that's going to be pretty close right there. I'm using very light pressure, just enough to knock that's it right there. All right, we're in business. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna knock it over to the 800, loosen that, knock it over to the 240 grit. I've used the Work Sharp, and I can say I believe this is a more solid system. Again, they're both going to have some play. That's just the nature of these kind of systems. This is a system where you're really going to want to let the diamonds do the work, and you're not going to want to force it. You're not going to want to use much pressure. Whoops. Yeah, you're not gonna want to use much pressure. Thank you. Night night. We should have a burr. Okay. See where we're at. And we do have a burr. It feels like I'm not going to quite all the way. Okay. So yeah, it's good, nice and consistent. We have a burr from heel to tip. Okay. So now we're going to loosen this locking nut, make our turn, and tighten it back up. That fixes the system. Okay. And we're just going to repeat. Again, it's very important to understand that this right here is it's a portable system. It's as simple as that. It's a portable system. You're not going to be trying to do professional quality edges on this. If you buy it for that, if you buy it with that intent, you're going to be disappointed. Okay. I'm just going to let you know that right off the rip. This is not what it's meant for. It's not built like that. This is a low cost. This is a low cost system for throw in the RV or in the back of the truck, or in the truck glove box of the truck, whatever. And to have a way to get a quick sharp knife for people that would have a hard time free-handed. Again, you're not going to be doing no professional quality edges on this. If you think that's what you're getting, you're 100% going to be disappointed. I forgot to get my Windex out. I'm using my Windex, but that it is what it is. You're not going to have. This is not a system that's going to give you professional results. It's going to give you a good sharp edge, and that's it. So now we're gonna go ahead and hop over to that 240 is pretty that 240 is pretty daggum aggressive. However, I'm gonna skip the 400, go straight to the 800. That's no problem. These are brand new plates, first use. I suggest using a little bit of Windex. Lock that burr back. If I had to choose between this and the Work Sharp, that this folds down quicker and takes up less space for sure. The Precision Adjust is not in no way a professional sharpening system either. You can get good sharp edges off of it, just like you'll be able to this. But in no way, shape, or form are you going to be getting, high level edges. It's just, these aren't made for that. There's too much flex in them. There's just too much movement. But they will definitely give you an edge that you can get the job done. You're not going to be working with dull knives if you have access to the system. It will absolutely give you a sharp knife. Now, I will say that I believe that fold flat system from Xarlik is a better but then you don't have the stones all built into one unit like this, and you can't clamp but like 2.2 2.3 millimeter blade thicknesses. This here is going to be able to deal with much larger knives, again, because of the way the clamps are. So the other system from Xarlik is a better portable system in my opinion, but this here is probably gonna do, if you're camping, you throw it in your RV or whatever. This here is going to be more capable with larger knives. You're dealing with a lot of kitchen knives and stuff like that. This is going to be a more capable system, just because of the you have a wider clamp spacing. But we're about done. See the kind of edge quality we got. Like, I have no doubt this is going to be a sharp edge. Is it going to be a beautiful edge? Probably not. It's certainly not going to be bad. It's holding the angle reasonable. there's not all that much flex in it. Okay. Yeah, I would honestly say if I had lay down, baby, it's night night. If I had to choose between this one or the Work Sharp, the normal like $60 Work Sharp Precision Adjust, I would go with this. Because I'm going to be doing larger knives, kitchen knives, larger fixed blades, as for my like camping RV knife or RV system. This is definitely going to be the more capable system. With the larger knives. If I was going strictly pocket knives, I would probably go with the Work Sharp. Because this flip mechanism is a little bit not necessarily annoying, but it's kind of slow. So like here, when I want to deburr here, okay, it's just more. I don't know the word. Fickle. Yeah, that don't work. Right now, I'm knocking that burr off. Okay, I'm not going to be making too many deburring passes because of, again, this clamp, being kind of slow to alternate back and forth. Not unnecessarily slow. What the hell, I know it again. But so anyhow, yeah, I think this would make, if you're looking for a system to just throw in the back here, throw in the back of your camper cabinet. I think this right here would be a solid idea. This would be, if I had the choice out of this or the Work Sharp, I'm going to go with this. I would go with this just for the simple fact that I had the clamping option. I can do this right here, and this will make it be able to deal with larger knives. You do this right here, and now look how much clamp support you got. Look how much area. So you can, that right there is what's going to make this the more versatile system. And definitely capable of handling larger knives. Then this right here simply pops out. This is your little plug to hold it in. Push that back in. Now there's a little lock nut back here. Loosen that. Now this is enough. This goes up. Tighten it back slightly so it can't pull out. Now you loosen this little wing nut right here. Bingo. Tighten it back slightly. Keep it from opening or your lock nut from falling off. And look how small that takes. Very little area for a fairly versatile fixed angle sharpening system. Again, they both have flex. If you carry a little box with you or the little foam padding, throw it in there. Throw your diamond, your rod and diamond plate in there, and you're taking up very little space. and you have a system that can, do some bigger jobs. Is it going to be ideal? No. I mean, it has limitations. It's going to have limitations. It's low cost. It's made out of a pretty tough composite, but it's a composite. There's flex in it. Now the jaws are metal. Let me clean this blade off real quick. This is straight off, no strop. Let's see where we're at. Beautiful. That's a perfectly sharp edge. Is it an absolute laser beam? No, it's not. But, it's plenty sharp. And remember, that's without any stropping. And remember, I'm not sitting there and making a bunch of deburring passes, especially on a steel that is not done very well. So now if I just simply take a little hand strop, where are we at angle wise? About right there. Okay, so you just take your strop, make you a couple passes. That's going to be knocking any of that burr off that's remaining. This is a dry strop. There's no compound on it. But we're just making sure any of those little burr fragments are gone. Okay. And we should have a quite sharp knife. Definitely a very, very usable edge. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. Is it great? It's good. It's plenty good. It's definitely not a great edge. But if you're not a freehander and you want to be able to get good edges with a packable system that takes up not very much room, this right here will do exactly that for you. If you're going to be sharpening only smaller pocket knives, I would say go with the Work Sharp system, the Precision Adjust. It's going to do a better job on. You're going to get a better quality edge off the Precision Adjust, no doubt about that. But you're going to be restricted to relatively small blades. Is where with this, you could use it for your pocket knives, for your larger kitchen knives, for your larger belt knives. It'll allow you to do larger knives. Larger, small, it doesn't matter. You're going to have much more versatility, and in a packable system, you want to be able to do everything that you may run into. Say you need to sharpen your 8-inch chef's knife, no problem. You need to sharpen your 3-inch 3-inch folder, no problem. You need to sharpen a 6-inch belt knife, no problem. The Work Sharp can offer you that. The Precision Adjust doesn't offer you that. This does. Now I will say, that being that's the first use of those diamond stones, they're very aggressive right now. That 2000 is very, very aggressive. Look at the scratch pattern on the left. That's going to be because the stone, that plate needs to break in. So as you can see, that's a very, very toothy edge. Yes, and it is. After the plates break in, you'll get a finer finish. But right now that's just crazy toothy. So, anyways, as a portable system, if you're just sharpening pocket knives, or say 3.5 inch and less, I'd say go with the Precision Adjust. If you're going to be sharpening smaller knives, medium knives, larger knives, and all in between, I would say this is the more versatile system for you. And being they're basically the same price, as a all-in-one solution for a portable system, I would go with this. Now, again, if you're just looking for something to sharpen your pocket knives with, precision adjust all day long. An all-in-one solution. This is Xarlik portable. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all learned something. And I will put the link in the description as well as in the pinned comment. If you want one, I'd appreciate it if you use that link. If not, no problem. If you have any questions about it, feel free to message or drop me a comment, and I'll get to them. If you watched all the way through, thank you. I'm getting close to the 500 giveaway, so please go and put a comment on the 500 subscriber giveaway entry video, so you're entered for that giveaway. As soon as we get to 500, we'll do a live stream. We'll pick a winner or two. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.